Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jay. I got a review for you. This is the glorious Moto O wireless. So let's go ahead and get started. As you guys know, Glorious has been a kind of indie company, and they've been doing really well in the last couple of years. And they've been putting out really good products. And this is their kind of their best selling product here, which is their Moto O. And I have their original one, which I'm not really using nowadays, but this is the original Moto O. I bought this last year. I had it almost about a year now, and it's been great. No problems with it really. There is that little wobbly on the sides. If you like press really in, you can kind of like accidentally press the keys on the side here, but it's hold up pretty well. You can see that there's a little bit of like shine to it from the matte underneath the matte coating. You can see that there's some coating over here that's like worn off. Trying to get the right light that you guys can see it there, but yeah, pretty much like it's been good. But yeah, I just wanted to show it just to kind of give you guys an idea of what to expect when you use this mouse for a longer period of time. So what can you expect in terms of the wear and tear, in terms of the mouse. You can see that the clicks, the mouse 1 and 2 are not really affected in terms of the look, but yeah, let's go over the differences really. Maybe that's the best way to kind of give you guys an idea of, okay, should I get this wireless one or should I get the wired one? Because that's probably the biggest question I had. I already had this wired one, but I really wanted wireless, and I wasn't sure if this was a good upgrade, meaning like, do I want to pay $80 just to get wireless? And you know, I would suggest to watch this entire video just to get an idea of why it is for me. So let's start off with the physical differences. There really isn't too much of a difference physically speaking. Like the mouse pretty much looks and feels the same, more or less. So let's talk about the physical differences. Pretty much, they both feel really nice, easy to use on first glance and first impressions. And I made a first impressions. I posted to Reddit some time ago, and pretty much not much has changed. It just the TLDR or TLDW is like basically just a wireless version of the same mouse. So if you've already used the Moto O, you'll pretty much feel right at home with the Moto O wireless. There really isn't major differences here. There are noticeable changes though, I would say. So let's go over those. Now, the first and the biggest for me is that the sidewalls are fixed. They don't like do that accidental touch anymore when you press on them, and they're really solid. So they probably added some plastic molding to make it really stiff now, because before it's like it doesn't feel as stiff there when you press the sides there. Now the next change is that the honeycomb design is a little bit different. If you look at it from kind of far away, you really can't tell, but if you look closely, you should be able to see that the wired one on the left here, you can see it's more of like a angular shape at the top, whereas the wireless doesn't really have that. It's more kind of like a wider, I don't know, oval shape. It still has that kind of like, I don't know, eyebrow look, if you want to call that, or bird look, silhouette thing going on. But basically, it's from the shell itself, it's more or less the same. But I will say that the honeycomb itself, it's actually different underneath. You may not be able to tell from the video right now, but I'll insert a video. You guys can see that the underneath it, it's actually quite a bit different in terms of the look. So I will say that you guys can see here, the bottom is not is a little bit different. You can see that the DPI button is, I mean, all the placement is more or less the same. You see that this one has like more honeycombs going on. This one has a little bit less. It has this like FEC stuff kind of like all plastered here, which kind of like takes away from like the matte finish on the back, and it's a little bit embossed so that sticker's not getting in the way. But it's like, this is just way cleaner in my opinion. But let me know down in the comments below which one you guys like in terms of the design here. I prefer this one, but yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. You're not really going to notice it because, yeah, it doesn't affect performance. It's more just like an aesthetic thing. But yeah, and you'll see more when it's powered on that that basically the shielding or the light leakage is not as bad on the wireless version. So if you care about that, there's that. But for me, it's like I don't even use the lights on with this wireless because I want to save as much battery so I can use it as long as I possibly can without recharging. With the wireless, well, it's like it's plugged in, so whatever, right? So I just leave it on actually when I use this. But I actually haven't been using wired mouses ever since I got this and my trusty MX Master 3 there. But yeah, other than that, this time the wireless version has a USB-C connector. You can see that the housing is a little bit wide and it's embossed in there. And you'll see that the reason is because the connector here is actually pretty like funky looking. But yeah, they do include this like little mouse module, which makes it really nice. So they added this like mouse module here. Basically, it extends the connector of your receiver connector. You can plug it in here, and basically you can plug a USB-C cable, and so it extends the range. So your computer is a little bit far, and you need a better signal. You can use this, or you can use it to store stuff. I mean, it's kind of a neat thing, and it's rubberized at the bottom, so you could like place it down and not really moving unless you like push it like I'm doing right now. But yeah. So things like the coding, scroll reel click, etc., aren't as fresh. You can see that again, it's a little bit worn, but I think that's expected, especially for a matte coated finish. And eventually, you'll see that the sides here will show. Not too bad, but because it's black, you really can't tell, especially on the side. If it's on the top, that's kind of bad. So that's where I'm like more concerned about. But yeah. So now here's the sort of bad thing I've noticed since my initial impressions of this mouse. Unfortunately, there's an hardware flaw with this mouse. I haven't contacted Glorious about it because it's one of those things where if I'm ordering a product and there's potentially an issue, I should report on it, even though it may not be, may just be this model, but it's one of those things I should just report because I just bought this product. It's not like I'm a reviewer and I got the products with them for free or something like that. And yeah, so I just wanted to let you guys know basically. But so you can see that this right side has like a really squeaky sound. So yeah, you guys can hear that. It's kind of annoying. I haven't tried to go fix it myself just because I wanted to demonstrate the issue first and then kind of go from there. But I'll report back. I'll update the description down below, the like button, just to see if anything changes in the future. But as of this video or this recording, so yeah, there is this issue here. So next, let's talk about the software because they did do the upgrade for the software here. So they basically using a different chipset probably. And so the software is really nice, really easy to use, no issues there. Just like minor things like the software packaging version numbers is kind of weird. They have like the name is called Glorious Core Latest, which is like okay, what does that mean? Like, just like random like little things like that, I guess. And yeah, but otherwise just like a minor gripe. The software is great. I do wish that they would have like a more unified software package so that if I'm getting this mouse, I should be able to use the same software with this one because the newer software is much better, but they haven't paid a lot of attention with the older software, which is kind of potentially an issue for future products. Because if they create a new product, but they ignore. So my potential issue is that if they make another product, right, a new mouse, for example, and it's upgraded, it's better or whatever, but they ignored the old ones, that's just kind of like, well, that kind of sucks, in terms of just um, well, that kind of sucks in terms of just long-term support for like gaming and stuff like that. You know, it makes things a lot easier, and it's just a real joy to use, generally speaking. Other than that hardware flaw that I have found with the right click, I hope it's just my unit, and you guys won't, when you guys order it, or if you guys decide to order this one, you won't find that problem. But yeah, other than that, I would still recommend getting it. It's just be aware that there's potentially this issue, and if there is, especially if you're international and it's kind of hard for you to return stuff, that's where I'm most concerned. Because like if you're local, like in the North America region or something like that, where they can support you easier, yeah, that's great. You could just return it or whatever. But if you're international or it's hard for them to provide support, it's a little bit hard to recommend something like this where potentially there's an issue. Versus this one, it's been out for a while. They probably got all the issues fixed, and yeah. So yeah, that's about it for this video. I'll have more keyboard and mouse stuff coming up soon. I'm gonna have some other phone reviews and stuff like that coming in the pipeline. And yeah, but I hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.